welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and at the request of Patreon subscriber Ryan, this is Nazgul Company. Ryan said he built this deck kind of for the memes, but has been running over his local metagame with it and wanted to send it into the channel. This is basically just a creature Stompy deck. We've got our Ancient Tombs, 1 City of Traders, and then 8 Mana Dorks. This is a bunch of ways to cast a 3-drop on turn 2, which is something that Legacy players should be used to by now because of all the Ancient Tomb shells that are out there. But rather than Prison Elements or the One Ring, we just pile on damage. Basically, every one of these things is just a giant damage rate monster. If you flip 2 Nazgul in off Collected Company, they will see each other, the ring will tempt you multiple times, they'll put +1 counters on each other. That's a lot of power and toughness off of a single spell. Barrogoyf has just been doing work in Legacy ever since it was printed. Dauthi Voidwalker and Bowmaster are the kind of more techy, prison-y monsters you could hit. Also the only 2-drops in the deck. Grist, another value engine you could hit off Collected Company. Exsanguinator Cavalry, Menace Lifelink. Whenever a knight you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1 counter on that creature and make a blood. The Nazgul are all knights. This thing pops off like crazy, giving you blood tokens, which is your card selection. The only change I actually made to this deck after reviewing it is I turned a Preacher of the Schism in the main deck into an opposition agent. And I pulled the opposition agent from the sideboard. There were 2 of them, and I added another Thoughtseize. I just don't think the deck needs another generic 3-drop body with Death Touch. We already have 9 of those, or 13 of those. My bad, Barrogoyf. There's plenty of generic 3-drop Death Touch bodies in here. Preacher of the Schism is not it for me. Opposition Agent could solo various matchups if you hit it on time, and I think that's just going to be more useful the times you see it than Preacher is. And 1 Thoughtseize in the sideboard made me nervous. Whenever I play a deck like this, I'm worried about combo more than anything else, and just doubling the number of Thoughtseizes I have access to goes a long way. This deck is simple in its plan. Now I just got to execute on it. This is Nazgul Company, let's do it. I'm on the draw in round 1, which makes me a little nervous. I don't have acceleration, but I do have a curve that starts at 2. There are plenty of Legacy matches where I will just be dead before any of this stuff matters, but you accept that when you play a deck like this, and what am I going to do? Mulligan to 4 mana on turn 2? At some point, the cards don't add up to doing that. Play against a Goblin Guide, a card I have not seen in a long time. This Dauthi Voidwalker is certain to be terrible in the matchup. A Mortuary, Birds of Paradise. I'm going to put that in the graveyard. As much as I would have liked it this turn, it wasn't there. They tapped a mana, then untapped it, and decided to attack first. Oh, Nazgul revealed. Opponent knows what I'm up to now. They said it's their first time playing Legacy. Me too. Based on this deck. I have a feeling they're going to run me over. They do appear to have kept a 1-lander, which means that their hand is 5 spells. That's pretty scary. If I can get my knight going, my Exsanguinator, that's a big deal. This card's so bad, it just doesn't block. They don't use their graveyard. I'll almost certainly be boarding Dauthi Voidwalker out. Lava Spike, got my ass. I'm at 8. I have not played around Price of Progress at all. Deck only has 2 basics in it. Revealed another Nazgul off of the Goblin Guide. Okay. I think I need to use Grist to kill Goblin Guide. Just taking enough damage from this thing. It has to stop somewhere. I'll fetch my 1 basic swamp that the deck offers. Attack with Voidwalker. I guess these trigger off themselves, right? When a Nazgul enters, the ring tempts you. Alright, yeah, I'll just block Goblin Guide. I'll save my Grist. They asked me if this is for a video. That's one of my favorite questions, because why would I be doing this for my own entertainment? It is definitely for a video. This Collected Company is my last chance. If I can Coco at a comfortable life total before I'm dead. So I got a 5 here. Revealed another Dauthi Voidwalker. This Goblin Guide has just been perfect. Giving me nothing, take from me everything. I am going to pass without attacking. There is a lightning bolt in the void. I'm actually going to fetch first, and then I'll pass. I would like to block this Goblin Guide with a creature, especially if it has lifelink. All right, let's let them go into combat. Big moment to hit a lifelink creature, or like any creature. I think I'm going to let one of these triggers resolve. This is kind of just RNG. All right, I hit Ancient Tomb. And let's do it again. Ignoble Hierarch. Okay, Collected Company. Please hit at least one lifelink creature. Exsanguinator Cavalry, we did it. Nazgul is here. We're about to pop off. Okay, bang. Okay, the ring will tempt me. I want Exsanguinator Cavalry to be my ring bearer, I guess. I'm not convinced that matters. And then I'm just going to block now, and I can save that lightning bolt. Not attacking, now looking reckless, but I covered my bases. Okay, that was exciting. We might be over the hump here. How many Nazgul can I play before combat? I'm not going to tap this Ancient Tomb, so I guess the answer is 1. A Nazgul, trigger, Cavalry will remain my ring bearer. I think I still want to hold back the Dothy Voidwalker. Draw a card, discard a card, don't need 2 Grists, or I'm not going to play or tap this Ancient Tomb. That's worse than Grist here. All right, +1 counter, make a blood, +1 counter, make a blood. Price of Progress currently doesn't kill me. I don't think I want to play out this other land. They are dead on board, and as long as I don't die to a flurry of burn, I'm okay. If they hit the second land and go like Bolt, Fire Blast here, that would have done it. All right, that was tight. Light creature. Honest Magic the Gathering. Okay, what the heck do I do here? I dare say there's not a specific plan for burn. Phyrexian Crusader, though, pro red. Let's put that in. Opposition Agent almost certainly doesn't matter. The stats are bad. Dothy Voidwalker does not interact with their deck in any kind of conceivable way. And having that lightning bolt in the void did cover a creature, I guess. We don't know yet if they're a fetch land build. This oppo might just be completely blank. And Plague Engineer comes down slower, but can literally block. And Assassin's Trophy could kill a thing, I guess. All right. Don't love this, but finding a lifelink creature quickly is the name of the game. Or if they get stuck on one land again, that helps. Okay, Barrogoyf's in. We're gaming. They are a fetch land build. Did I know that? Did they start last game with a fetch land and I just forgot? This Wooded Foothills in the graveyard actually looks familiar now. Okay, Goblin Guide betraying its master. But it's on the turn where that doesn't matter. And I just end up going to discard anyway. Good job. I'm going to discard this Ancient Tomb. I'm just not going to play it. Especially now that I have City of Traders. Another Goblin Guide. Life is Pain. Here they come. I'm going to let the first one trigger and then make decisions about my fetch. Orcish Bowmaster on top. I have one of those already. I don't have a lot of use for a second one. They do absorb damage pretty well. I am going to fetch. I'll get the Mortuary. Ignoble Hierarch, too late for you. That does put a creature in the graveyard for Barrogoyf and Orcish Bowmaster on top anyway. Moto bugged into it. Oh yeah, this is the burn draw. Clear the runway. Now a very important moment is, do I play out this Barrogoyf? I think I just have to, right? If they firebolt it, it becomes 4/5 because there's not an instant in the graveyard. Yeah, here we go. Or Fire Blast. What card am I thinking of? I think it's Fire Blast, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, Barrogoyf. 3/4 lifelink. That will get bigger if you hit it with an instant. And even if they bolt it twice to kill it, that's still 6 life I gain. Oh, here we go. Windswept Teeth. Drew a card. Birds of Paradise on top of my deck. All right, well, obviously blocking. They'll probably finish it off with a burn spell, but I get a pile of life in between and kill a creature. Lightning Bolt doesn't kill it. Chain Lightning does. Yep, okay, that works. All right, can't send it back. Or a Lightning Bolt would have killed it. Never mind. Everything works there. Spike me back down to 8. I think this turn I'm going to double Bowmaster and just kill the Goblin Guide. Bowmaster. And I can't do this at instant speed and get an extra look off it because of City of Traders. Okay, I'm at 8 versus a 2-card hand. I don't have any lifelink right now. A fetch land 3 drops could be scary if they have the Sulfuric Vortex. It's just Erase. Roiling Vortex, same deal. That's a little better for me than Sulfuric Vortex, but it's still not ideal. Okay, I'm going to have to take some damage here. Swamp, Nazgul. Just have to generate damage wherever it comes from. Attack. And I'm just F6'd, hoping that my 6 life holds up longer than their 13 does. Bolt Wave, I'm at 3. If the card in their hand is a land, we could do it. If it's any spell, we're dead. Okay, maybe not that spell. That's just a creature. I could bash through that. Great time to draw Collected Company. Certainly not going to cast a spell into this. Okay, they can't block this Bowmaster, and these are all trades or eats. Opponent's at 8. They go to 7. I go to 1. I don't think I can actually win this race. Even if they just do nothing and don't block. All right, definitely dead now. All right, GG. I get a chance to be on the play now. Come on, lifelink creatures, bring me home. Is Oppo better than anything else I'm doing now that I know they have fetch lands, which I may have known anyway and just forgot? Frothy Voidwalker pretty bad. And Grist is really slow, but it does answer stuff. I don't think that's what the matchup's about, though. Okay, come out blazing, get some lifelink. Game. That's the plan. I only play one answer to Sulfuric Vortex, and it's in already. Ugh. Well, I have to mulligan this. Oh, this is so slow and bad. Do I think 5's going to be better? I have the 1 removal spell I play. I think I am going to mulligan this. Oh no! Straight to 4. Well, alright. Keep this, bottom, Nazgul, Oppo, and having 2 cavalries would be so good, but I think Bowmaster absorbing early creature damage is important. I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to bottom a cavalry. Sucks to suck. Okay, pass. I will get the Mortuary here, looking for land number 3. Yeah, that was a tough beat. There are 20 lands in the deck. Like, I drew a reasonable combination of lands and mana dorks throughout those 7s. It just turned out that they were colorless lands that couldn't get the mana dorks off the ground. I'm at 19. Monastery Swift Spear is here. Mortuary. Do not want a Nazgul here. Looking for land number 3. Ooh, that's kind of land number 3, but in a way that I hate. I'm going to chill and try to absorb some damage with this Bowmaster. The pre-combat Roiling Vortex, alright. That's going to make gaining life harder, but it makes trading with this Swift Spear easier. I will just trade this whole Bowmaster for the Swift Spear. If they want to sack all their lands and take a bunch of damage from Roiling Vortex to cast a Fire Blast here and save their Swift Spear, I'm in. Like something like Gutshot, same story. There's a pause like they're thinking about it. Surgical Extraction, just take 7. Okay, coast is clear. Can I deliver a useful play right now? Oh, wow. Well, I mean, whatever. I'm going to cast my cards. Getting Cavalry just bolted kind of sucks. Having to tap Ancient Tomb kind of sucks, but I am in. Now they have to do something like play a bolt on the Cavalry rather than me. There's a land drop. If they have a Searing Blaze effect, that's the worst thing here. Bolt Wave is fine. Okay, they're leaving up mana for Vortex, as one does. I'm going to attack for 3. Or not. Skullcrack. Alright, well, couldn't gain life anyway, but now I'm also taking damage. Blood tokens in. I'm going to blood away this Birds of Paradise. Grist, not what I'm looking for. Certainly not if I have to tap Ancient Tomb to deploy it. 4 cards in hand is a lot. I can't imagine a sequence where this game is winnable. A Bolt Wave pass. I'm at 4. I am dead to that Fire Blast that they telegraphed earlier. I'm dead to that too. Okay, yeah. Well, that was bad. The Roiling Vortex was good. It gained 2 life that game, except that it didn't, because they had Skullcrack anyway. Yeah, I mean, the Mold of 4. Like, if I turn to a lifelink creature this game, obviously it's very different. Mold of 4, have to play awkward. That's a tough beat, but I imagine this matchup's probably tough. It's just about flinging your shit at each other and see what sticks first. GG's, opponent. Welcome to Legacy. On to the next round. 3-for-1 Trading is having a New Year sale that starts on Wednesday, January 8th. Their online store has a fantastic selection of high-end Magic cards, especially for vintage, Legacy, and old school players. Go to shop.3for1trading.com or use the QR code to sign up on their site and be the first to know when their promotion starts and new deals go online. I'm on the draw in round 2. I'm going to keep this hand. This has both of the 2-drops my deck can play and an option on 3s, depending on what the matchup looks like. Once upon a time, probably Eldrazi here, though it could be something like Cradle Control. Sowing Mycospawn revealed. My favorite card. Lotus Petal. Please play a Chalice on 1. Coward. Hey. Birds of Paradise. Okay, basically we've seen all things that this deck is capable of, except for Collecting Company in this opening hand. Have 1-drop into various options on 2s or 3s. Playing out the Bayou does open up Wasteland off this Sowing Mycospawn, but the bird replaces it. I think that's fine. Because of the bird, if they do play Mycospawn here, they might even just tutor like Eldrazi Temple or Ayavugan or some shit. I kind of hope they do waste me. I would rather play a low resource game where I have Barrogoyf than a game where they're ramping up into their good cards. Yeah, they just got Cavern. Okay, I can't double spell anyway because I need triple black. So I should play one of these 3-drops. And I think Barrogoyf is the guy. I'm just going to fetch another Bayou here. I'm already exposed to Wasteland. And I am fetching because that makes Barrogoyf bigger. Okay, Kozilek's Command is annoying. My other favorite card. My greatest enemies in the Legacy format right now are Sowing Mycospawn and Kozilek's Command. Both of these decks are pretty bad at putting card types in the graveyard, though. This Barrogoyf's likely to park at 3-4 for a while. I could Bowmaster and have it shoot itself if I need a combat trick. Opponent has a red Eldrazi spell, or a colorless one that they want to make uncounterable. JK. They tap differently now. Oh, the One Ring. That's powerful. I'm something of a Lord of the Rings myself. Okay. Orcish Bowmaster just became a player in the game. I'll take it. Sanguinator. I love that. I already have some lifelink going, though. I think I just want to jam out this Nazgul. Nazgul has Death Touch. That's good against big dummies. Who do I want my Ring Bearer to be? I think I want it to be the Nazgul. Because Barrogoyf's already big enough that the unblockable doesn't matter. And if they have Karakas in their Sowing Mycospawn package, the Ring Bearer is a legend, and I'd like to bounce one with an ETB ability. Okay, is it game time? It is. Just as Richard Garfield and J.R.R. Tolkien intended when they wrote Lord of the Rings together in 1992. This will either kill the Mycospawn or flush out a Kozilek's Command, and I'm fine with either of those outcomes. This Kozilek's Command makes Barrogoyf 4, and it means it's not being pointed at Barrogoyf. Heck yeah, okay. Exiling my Bowmaster, took 2 from Ancient Tomb. Okay, game on. Eldrazi spawns are pretty good against Barrogoyf, though. Block, sack, and then no damage gets done. And now they have 5 mana again. They were tapped out 1 second ago. This deck's really good. We have a Mycospawn without kicker. A small relief. Is Mazavith in the package? Is Karakas in the package? Are we just casting several more Eldrazi this turn? Oh yeah. See my thoughts. Definitely losing Cavalry here. Oh, still more cards to cast. Herald. That makes Thought-Knot big enough to tangle with Barrogoyf. Okay, big draw? Not a big draw at all. Nearly completely useless draw, in fact. Would I rather put Thought-Knot in the graveyard or have it under Dauthi Voidwalker? Nazgul can battle here. Barrogoyf is gonna battle. Dauthi Voidwalker does not ignore casting restrictions. Okay. I would rather have Thought-Knot in the void. Right, here we go. Because Barrogoyf dies too, and that would count for my next Barrogoyf anyway. A trade there. I gain 4 life and draw a card. Hey! Hey! We're in. And I'm gonna play this. Keep on ghouling. So this Nazgul will become 4 power. This one will be 3. I think I want this one to be the Ring Bearer now. Cool. We're popping. They go to 9 from their ring. Voidwalker is an unblockable creature. And Nazgul, they would have to block with Herald. Obviously, they're about to refill their hand. Can't count on any of this to still be true a moment from now. Another Herald. Fleshraker might just get comboed out right now. There's 3 cards in the hand. If one of them is Kozilek's Command, there's a good chance I just die right now. Okay, this big Dumbo. It probably wants Dothy Voidwalker, actually, would be my guess. This is the thing that's the most reliable source of damage in play right now. And the Nazguls have Death Touch. That's not nothing. But Unblockable is better than Death Touch. They have an endless stream of spawns. Okay, they are going for the bigger Nazgul. I'll take it. Still 5 mana available, which can cast a 7-drop on this board. Because they have double Herald. Chalice on 0, just for the extra dingus. So it'd be an exciting turn to draw a Collected Company. What's this? They're attacking with a 3-3, and I have a 3-4. What's the trick here? I probably should have jumped with Orc Army. That's not doing much. Yeah, that was just 5 damage I didn't need to take. Whoops. I was too excited about my weird block they gave me. Okay, when this attacks, I do get to loot. So block, 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 block. This can't block. I can play Thought-Knot Seer, which I don't want to do. I think swinging for the fences is how this game is playable. Draw. Oh, all right. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to discard the Forest, I think. Okay. This is going to be a combat trick. Okay. I'm going to play another Bird of Paradise. And I'll pass the turn. They go to 3. Though they are dead if they can't kill me or the Voidwalker. If they tap this ring, I'm going to Coco in response and try to hit a Bowmaster. 1 card in hand right now. Oh god, they're spending mana. If this is just a command, it's over. Okay. Another Big O. Going after my bird. And I'm going to float a black. I end up at 4 life. Okay. I can't cast this without taking damage anyway. So let's go into combat and see what they're willing to commit to the board. It's just going to be everything. And can I survive it too? Collected Company. They should draw cards in response because they know I play Bowmaster. Yep, there we go. And they can just kill me with a command if they have one. Which would have beat Bowmaster anyway if they drew that. Because they can kill me in response to the Bowmaster triggers. I need them to blank and me to hit some lifelink payoffs here. There's a Cavalry and a Nazgul. I don't think that's enough. A Cavalry and Nazgul are in. The ring tempts me. I guess I continue tempting the Nazgul, the tapped one, and still dead. Block. How big is this? 3-4. Block. 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 Not dead. Literally not dead. Gotta hope this whole hand is blank. All right. Glaring Fleshraker. All right. 3 lands in hand. 3 lands. 3 lands. 3 lands. 2 lands in hand. Oh no, this is 2 already. All right. No, we're just dead. Okay. Eldrazi, huh? Like Engineer on Eldrazi is really funny. I believe I want Opposition Agent in that turns off Mycospawn. Collector Oof, they are the 1 ring deck. They won that game because they had the 1 ring. I had almost all the cards they beat, even after they drew 8 extra cards. Like, that was actually competitive. Another matchup where Dothy Voidwalker does very little. Assassin's Trophy, Voidwalker. Yeah, I think I just want the larger creatures and the ability to interact. Plague Engineer on Eldrazi does brick a spawn plan, and this is a Death Touch creature. I could see that being of interest. Grist can kill some stuff, but this isn't a matchup where cranking out a 1/1 every turn matters, and it's also, unless I have a random Orc army, what am I going to sacrifice to Grist? All my creatures are high impact. I guess the mana dorks at some point lose their luster. Maybe Oppo for Mycospawn specifically doesn't make sense compared to Plague Engineer for so many other cards in their deck. Then I can go down to 1 Grist. I think Engineer will actually be higher impact in most situations, as weird as that is. I could also cut Birds of Paradise to get Opposition Agent back in. They're a Chalice of the Void deck, which misses almost everything except my mana dorks. Okay, I'm in. Keep. Basic Forest, Ignoble Hierarch. Get to work out there. Eldrazi Temple, cast Herald, washing out my Plague Engineers that I went into the tank about forever. Oppo Agent, fascinating. Okay, Ancient Tomb, Ignoble Hierarch. I'm just going to pass, actually. If they have a turn 2 Myco spawn, I want to be on that shit. The re-heralding. Wasteland. Bummer. I mean, Wasteland actually sucks against my hand right now. Okay, Opposition Agent comes in. Yeah, I have 3 mana dorks. I don't care about Wasteland. Have fun with that. Bayou, Bird of Paradise, and Nazgul. The Nazgul has Death Touch and gets the party started. I'm going to make Nazgul my ring bearer, even though the Exalted makes this particular ring not very good. This Oppo would kill their whole squad if they block. This has 5 power. Oh yeah, let's go. They may or may not even care about this card. Like if they don't have a Myco spawn, it doesn't even do anything, but Lava Axe, baby. Wow, Dismember. Take 1,000,000. I'm taking some too, but it's a lot less. And that puts 2 more card types in for this Barrogoyf, who I've sat on for this long. I love sitting on Barrogoyfs. They're very squishy. Attack for 5 again. Opponent missed a land drop over there. Hopefully this double Goyf situation is not something they can overcome. Lotus Petal, lucky. That does make Barrogoyf bigger though. Glaring Fleshraker. They didn't immediately pop off with it. That's good. Okay, they just scooped. Had enough. Sick. All right, I liked that game. On the draw, Thoughtseize could break up their curve. That's the only 1 mana piece of interaction the entire deck plays. But that does hurt my life total. It's a bad draw in the late game, and it opens me up to Chalice of the Void, a card that I otherwise mostly don't care about. Phyrexian Crusader, the protection doesn't matter, but Infect plus First Strike is surprisingly potent because the Infect shrinks the creature before that creature deals normal damage, which means Myco spawns, Heralds. You'd have to be Thought-Knot Seer or bigger to get through this thing. I don't think I want that. Okay, here we go. Opponent is on 6 cards. I am keeping my 7. We have the basic forest into Mana Dork again. I can turn off a 1 ring or various Lotus Petal type cards. This is actually a turn 2 Collected Company, if I am uncontested. They went to 6 and they have a Devourer. Exiled 3 non-land cards. Wasteland, off the jump. I do have 1 of each basic in here, just kicking around. Ignoble Hierarch. If I can play this oof before they use the Lotus Petal, I will. Double Wasteland. Okay, Lotus Petal's been cashed in. For what? What are we doing? Okay, command for 1, and they are scrying, extrawing a card. Okay. Now I will play Collector Oof off basic Swamp, and then play Collected Company on the following turn. They bottomed the card. Having my 3rd land is nice after the Wasteland. That's definitely going to happen on the Ancient Tomb. I hope their hand is Lotus Petals, 1 rings, and this Devourer of Destiny. Cavern of Souls. Fleshraker. Ancient Tomb, and I'm going to pass. I actually don't want to offer a trade here. I could have Coco'd first, but I kind of want them on the hook for one of the Wastelands before I do that. They have so many. Not a concern they're going to have. Okay, end of turn, Coco. Double Cavalry. That's a lot of that. Bang. And Barrogoyf. My bloods don't work, unfortunately. Okay, these do have Menace. If they have an instant, they could make a spawn and block. Or they could just take a Gajillion, and these each see each other, so they'll each become 4/5s after this. It's a lot of life gain as well. Okay, if that worked, I'm just going to go for this Barrogoyf. That smells like they don't have removal. Or they don't have removal that hits this. That a Kozilek's command would explain the entire play pattern here. They can command the oof. This is Scry X make jerks. Alright, so they're just digging for an out to my beef here. They will at least be able to cast a Bower of Destiny and stabilize some of this, but I got a lot going on right now. They went top bottom with their scries, found something they like. The Wastelands can kick on here. They have enough mana to do stuff now. Yeah, Plague Engineer would actually be insane on this board. Just proof of concept. Obviously, I don't have it, never had a chance to look at it, but if I did, it would have been good. Another Fleshraker with exactly enough mana to play Devourer still, and 1 unknown card in the hand. This does leave me with all my mana for another turn, because their Wastelands are busy tapping. Moving my Barrogoyf. I will trade Collector Oof for a Glaring Fleshraker if it attacks, that's for sure. And I would love to find a Plague Engineer on the top of my deck. I have a Fetch Surveil available. Mortuary, come on, Plague Engineer. Orcish Bowmaster, are you any good? I don't think so. And I could kill a spawn, which guarantees that at least that both of these lifelinks connect. If I can guarantee to gain 8, because they could double block one of these menace creatures and sack. Hey, actually, I'm going to keep this on top. Orcish Bowmaster, get in. Shoot an Eldrazi spawn. They didn't float mana. Extra 1/1 for me. Okay, this attack, they can double block and kill one of these with Devourer. And if they don't sack this before damage, I'll put all the damage on the spawn. And now this will survive and be larger. That's the biggest creature in play now. And take some damage for a Nazgul. Opponent's got 1 card is over there. I'm going to make Bowmaster. Oh, I should have made Nazgul the Ring Bearer. What am I even doing? That's all right. I can make a new Ring Bearer next turn with the other Nazgul. Yeah, there was Night synergies for that. This is also... Oh, no, they can block this anyway. Never mind. I was right. Okay. Collector Oof finally doing something. Lotus Petal is worth some damage, but it is not worth any mana. They can waste me down to 2 mana and try to beat me with their 2 lands versus my 2 lands. Last card in hand. Oh, it's another Devourer. That's actually insane, if true. Yikes. All right, yeah, that was a really good card to have. All right, so I'm at 6, and I no longer have the biggest creature in play. Or I'm at 3. They have 2 Fleshrakers. Never mind. I'm taking way more damage than I thought I was. Please attack with Fleshraker. Oh my god. That's not a good attack at all. Please make it. All right. I am forced into chump block mode here. I'm dead to the next spell they draw. Barrogoyf. Well, this gives me the possibility of fading a Rip for a turn. Okay. I'm going to pass and just hope that they draw a land. Just draw a land. Don't cast a spell. Don't tap your mana. Don't play Lotus Petal. Shit. Dismember's also fine. Oh. That's a 5/6. Resolves. Okay. Okay. Did we just somehow get away with that? Okay. Go to my blocks. I'll block your 2/2 with my 2/3. Chump with Bowmaster. Jump with Collector Oof. Go to 2, keep my lifelink creature. Or go to 1, keep my lifelink creature. Or, hold on, I can... Would I rather keep Nazgul or kill more things, I guess is the question here. Nazgul has Death Touch. I could, if I'm willing to lose Barrogoyf, I could clear the Fleshrakers this turn, and then the burn damage is no longer a concern. I think they should have attacked before they played that Dismember. Now I can make this plan rather than just getting blown out. Yeah, I think Barrogoyf has to die here, and I'm just going to try to turtle up versus these 6/6s. Oh, if they wasteland me 3 times, I'm super dead, though. Being at 1 versus Fleshraker sucks every ass. Okay, I guess I'm going to hope they forget that they have 3 wastelands in play. And I'll just make blocks that actually kill stuff. It also unlocks my blood tokens if that becomes relevant. They haven't wasted me yet. Oh, good. We got to my draw step. I would like to... I could Blood Away the Hierarch, or I could play that. I don't think playing is helpful. I could tap Ancient Tomb this turn if I have to, now that the Fleshrakers are gone. If I play out Hierarch, that actually gives me another turn of chump blocking where I get to keep a Nazgul. Nazgul, big Nazgul will be my Ring Bearer. I'll deploy this Hierarch. Attacking doesn't really do anything here. Okay, I just have to draw better than them for a little while. Cling to life long enough to find a collected company is the game plan. The One Ring. That's a good fucking top deck after my Collector Roof died last turn. That wasn't set up or anything. It's just, yeah, here's this card. Cool. All right. That's fine. We're almost certainly dead now, though. And they're not done casting spells. Their 1 redraw was a spell. Looks like a good one, too. They're putting a lot of mana into this. Oh, no, that's not that good. It's fine. It's fine. I take it all back. I hope they turtle up. They should attack. Okay, they did. That is right. All right, I'm going to block with Small Nazgul and Ignoble Hierarch per the plan. How do I get out from under this One Ring now? It has to be Collected Company. Second Nazgul. Oh, this does give me the biggest creatures in play. This one becomes 6, 7. All right, whatever. Nazgul. This also gets me to level 3 of the ring. Okay, that can be blocked, but it is big. Them drawing 3 and then 4 cards a turn is very bad for me. The Eldrazi spawns being worthless combat objects is very bad for me. Eldrazi Temple, which kills City of Traitors, so they must have drawn a big spell, or just forgot they had City of Traitors. I would accept either. Seems to be a spell, though. Sowing Myco Spawn. Do they have a land that removes a creature? Blast Zone is really good 2 turns from now, or 1 turn from now. Ayavugan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can start tutoring next turn. Okay, 1 card in hand. I appear to be getting a turn. Galactic Company. Verdant Catacombs. Hell no. Blood. Birds of Paradise. No. Blood. Nazgul. This puts me to 1, but it is. He is him. Nazgul. All right, here we are. The ring is at the max now, which doesn't matter at all. I think I want the little one to be the ring bearer now, in case unblockability comes up somehow. The spawns are ruining me, though. I need a Plague Engineer, I think, to stabilize this game. Okay, gotta fade a draw 4 now. It can activate Ayavugan with nothing left over, but a 1-ring draw could reasonably find a mana and a 0-cost thing to cast Glaring Fleshraker after tapping out to activate Eye. They could definitely cast Fleshraker. Reality Smasher. All right, well, I'm just dead. That's not stock in lists, but literally anything that deals damage would have been enough here. Okay. None of these have First Strike, unfortunately. Not that there's anything I could draw to beat this Thought-Knot Seer. Okay, that was actually a pretty cool game. It was decided by a top deck 1 ring after the dust was cleared. So they won the 2 games where they had the 1 ring and they lost the game where they didn't. Yeah, that checks out. Lord of the Rings universe holding strong. The Nazgul could not take the ring. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 3. I'm going to keep my hand. This one is a little risky. I really wish this was Ancient Tomb, but I might just take it slow anyway. Rick is a member of the BoshNRoll Patreon community who tends to like Delvery style tempo decks. Like, is it Murktide in Modern and stuff? We'll see if that's true today. But if that is true, I'm going to take a turn off to play around Days anyway. Underground Sea. Could be anything. But it could also include Grixis Delver. Okay, Orcish Bowmaster, actually a play I can make now. That's even more exciting. If I just get reanimated here, it's whatever. Hell yeah. Couldn't beat this anyway. No opening hand in my deck can beat this. Just have to go to the sideboard. Sick. Alright, I mean, I guess I will play this Orcish Bowmaster to respawns and just pretend I'm doing anything. Or, no, I'm just gonna concede. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Okay, Fairy Macabre's coming in. Opposition Agent, Thoughtseize. These all come in for sure. Assassin's Trophy is live. Opponent said sorry for doing that. Never apologize. It doesn't matter. We all signed up to play Legacy. Grist could kill some stuff, but it seems so slow and bad. I also don't know how dedicated they are to the combo half. I think it's actually just the Nazgul, which is fine. I mean, they're much worse when you don't have 9 of them, but when you're against a deck that is trying to kill you on turn 2, the Grey Ogre with some extra text on it, it doesn't matter what your deck's built around at that point. Okay, here we go. The Dauthi Voidwalker is actually good here, staying in. I technically should have played out that game at least to see 10 cards off the Atraxa and get a better picture of my opponent's deck. Like, is there another color? Is there anything? But I clicked on that fetch land and then decided to hide my own information. That was never at risk if I just played correctly. Both Thoughtseizes, no Black Source, mulligan this. Okay, I will keep, even though it doesn't have the hate that I would like. I'm going to bottom one of these birds. If opponent just sends it again, it is what it is, but now they have to think about Fairy Macabre, Surgical Extraction, all these things that I might have. And if they're just going to blind send it into Fairy Macabre, not a thing I could do about that anyway. Okay, Birds of Paradise, follow up here. That does tap me out of Bowmaster, but I think that's okay. Ooh, pause in the draw step. I think my opponent just drew Metamorphosis Fanatic. Okay, that's not a Psychic Frog. You know what they say, the second Bowmaster wins. Mortuary, trigger, I don't need a Verdant Catacombs. Okay, here's my Bowmaster. Force of Will, pitching Brazen Borrower. Okay. That's not a bad exchange for me, because my deck doesn't draw cards. Like, I don't actually care about this Bowmaster. That, I'll take a Hymn to Turok in that spot as well. Dauthi Voidwalker. That card I might care a little bit about. Not a lot, though. Barrogoy in multiples. Let's get it. All right, now, just going to try to race. That's all there is to it. That's all my deck does. Metamorphosis Fanatic hit off of a random Miracle. That's now the biggest creature in play. Doesn't have anything to return. I'll at least take that as a win. I think I am going to crack this fetch. I know it goes into the void, and my opponent has been missing land drops, but I would actually like higher chance of drawing spells. Okay, race is on. I'll trade with a Fanatic. Oh, this creature has Death Touch. You don't want to double block. Yeah, okay, there you go. Okay, these things both die. Barrogoyf is in the void. There's now a Metamorphosis Fanatic in the graveyard if it draws another one, or could Brainstorm away the one that I'm pretty sure is in the hand already. Land, that was the draw for the turn. Okay, deciding to attack with Dauthi Voidwalker rather than deploy Barrogoyf. That means opponent probably has a different answer prepared, or thinks this Voidwalker is really important. Did not shuffle Ponder. Did cycle Troll. Underground Sea in hand. Oh, that's convenient. This is revealed from the Miracle trigger earlier. Oh, come on. The one unknown card in hand was Reanimate. I was about to say, I almost feel good here. Now I don't. Collect a Company? Birds of Paradise, you sack of shit. Okay. I'll play this Birds of Paradise and brace for death. There's 9 unblockable damage here. I guess I could just attack. I should have held back this bird. Though, it's actually net. I actually net lose life if I attack with Barrogoyf, because if I gain 4, but then that unlocks an attack for 6 on top of the 9 that's already there. But if they let Barrogoyf connect, like if it trades with Troll, that's a Troll I don't have to worry about. If they let it connect, mill 4, you could put a creature into your hand. That doesn't care about Dauthi Voidwalker. I still get a creature. Right, now we're double blocking. Makes a lot more sense here. All right, I am basically dead here. Yeah, there was just not enough going on in my hand. I had a pretty good opening start, but the Miracle Fanatic and then getting the Fanatic chain going. Oh, look who showed up. All right, GG. Yeah, that was a wrong half of the deck situation. Could have mulled to 5, but I don't think I'm beating this on the average 5 either. Like, if you mull playable hands away looking for exactly Fairy Macabre, and then they just, like, Bowmaster, Voidwalker, flip Metamorphosis Fanatic, what's your plan? That Reanimate wasn't cast until turn 6, and that gave me 5 looks to find a way to interact with that. I don't regret the keep, but yeah, definitely them just shields down, obliterate you game 1 is a problem with the construction to this deck.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Receivables has it at youtube.com/TheReceivables.
I'm on the play for round 4 with a turn 2 Barrogoyf. This is one more lands than I would like to have in the hand, but I'm not gonna mulligan. I am going to fetch Bayou. That gets a land out of the way, and now even if they Bolt or Wasteland, I could still cast turn 2 Barrogoyf. If I had fetched the basic forest, that's not an option. Okay, we're Bayou flooded. I'm not going to play around Daze from a Prismatic Vista deck. Phyrexian Dreadnought is the only one that plays both of those cards, and I don't even think it's correct to play it in Dreadnought. It's just some people do. The bad news is this is probably a deck with basic planes in it, which is a nightmare for me. And step dress down, alright. I will not be attacking, but this may very well be Dreadnought. A Bloodstained Mire and pass. Exalted doesn't work. None of these creatures have natural power. Only unnatural power. That does put an enchantment in the graveyard for Barrogoyf. I'm going to fetch in the end step for the Mortuary. Collected Company? I'll take a Voidwalker. That's just another thing I could play. I like things. Attack first. This is a Exalted fueled swing with Big Barrow. The Barrow boss. Swords to Plowshares, you got me. I'm using Ignoble Hierarch to cast my spells because this could be a back to basics deck, and I'm just hedging against that possibility. Collected Company is probably insane against whatever this is my opponent's doing. Flooding out, literally the worst. I am currently looking at half of the lands my deck plays in the first 5 turns of the game. We got there. Now there's a land in the void if I need that. Basic Mountain. So this does look like some sort of Jeskai mess. Wandering Emperor. That's a good one. Exiling my Voidwalker. Okay. Hey deck, how about one of the Collected Companies that's in here? Might be too late now. The big shame is this is the type of matchup we're looking for. Just kind of fair back and forth magic where it's removal spells and counter spells versus however many creatures I could present, and we just jockey for that. Like Grist is great in a matchup like this one. However, finding almost all of the lands that you play this early is a problem. A Nazgul, okay. I think I want to attack the Wandering Emperor. If they flash in some Snapcaster Mage, Shark Typhoon, anything of the sort, that will be frustrating, but I'm not going to need this mana for anything else. I guess if I play Nazgul first, I could make this my Ring Bearer, and then a lot of that stuff doesn't matter. Okay, Ignoble Hierarch is my Ring Bearer. Hey, they did have a Snapcaster Mage, look at that. So I would have been blown out really bad if I attacked first. This sequencing did end up working for me. Plus the Emperor, fetching land number 5, Ponder. Hey, there's the card that I wanted the most. I'm going to attack Wandering Emperor. This is my Ring Bearer, so Snapcaster can't block it. They are showing 5 mana right now for Hardcast Force of Will. Not super interested in casting spells into that. Snapcaster is going to solo me, though. It won't take too long. Alright, Snapcaster's in. I'm still not playing this Coco into Force of Will. I have enough mana that if I draw a 3-drop, like any of the cards that matter, I might be able to bait a counterspell on it and then get Coco over the top. Cavalry. Ignoble Hierarch, get in there. Just stay chipping on the Wandering Emperor. Exsanguinator Cavalry. A real creature. What? No way. I'm gonna Coco in response. Okay, bummer. Well, super covered in every direction, and now I've revealed Collected Company, which means they're gonna bring in Containment Priests. I'm also massively exposed to back to basics right now. And dead in 2 hits from Snapcaster Mage. A Nazgul. I'm going for it. I'm doing this pre-combat because my Ring Bearer actually matters here. Force my wills. Yeah, and notice how this game, in these, it's turn 8 and 9, and they had Force back up, Hardcast Force over the last 2 turns. If I just had like a 3-power creature in play, and I could let those 4 forces rot in their hand, that would have been a lot better of a game plan for the deck I'm trying to play, versus just being dead here. and having to play into their forces much later. Okay, that's interesting. Attack Wandering Emperor. Wow, okay. Dumped out the plow on that. That's aggressive. I'm going to have to play this Bowmaster this turn anyway to block the Snapcaster, so I'll just do it now. 1 to Wandering Emperor. Buff the Snapcaster, going to have to jump with Orc Army. Can we follow up with another reasonable card? Nope. Alright. I don't want to keep playing. Okay. Legendary Flood out there, but pro-white, that's hard for them to deal with. I do like Thoughtseize, I like Sylvan Library. I like Oppo Agent. Voidwalker's okay. We saw Snapcaster Mage, at least, that cares about that. Maybe 3 is too many Grist. If I don't bring in Grist in this matchup, why do I even have 3 Grist? I think that's a sideboard slot that we could do better with. Voidwalker is fine, but mid, and I need to make room for these cards that I think are better. There's a good chance their deck has sweepers, so I kind of want to back off Mana Dorks a little bit. But I still need them because they're part of my game plan. Assassin's Trophy could break open a back to basics or kill an important planeswalker. Maybe on the draw I'll do that, but I just submitted a 61 card deck. I don't know what I did extra, but here we are. Okay, I'll keep. This one shoves things until we run out of stuff. I need another land, but I have 3 or 4 looks at it. There's one. We got paid immediately. Tundra, Ponder. Shuffled the Ponder. The first Nazgul is on the stack. The ring has tempted me. Basic Mountain. Ooh, Forest. I like that draw. And I think I'm just going to drop another Nazgul here. This starts the card selection. It's also just a lot of damage. I can discard one of these Grists. I don't think I'm going to need 2 in a game. Oh, I get to draw first. Never mind. I'm going to discard Bloodstained Mire. Right. This is not a rummage, it's a loot, which is just so much better. I would have discarded Grist in the blind, but knowing that I have lands lined up, I get to keep my spells. Containment Priest. That's why I didn't shove Collected Company. Played around it. B-Storm. Can they stabilize versus my ghouls? Naz Al Ghul, my favorite Batman villain. A Brainstorm, no shuffle. That's good news. Another ghoul. Alright. Well, I'm just going to keep ghouling then, if that's what's available to me. And I am going to take 2 from the Ancient Tomb, even though I don't have to. This tells a story that I have Orcish Bowmaster, even though I don't. I'm going to make the medium-sized one the Ring Bearer now, because if they have a Swords to Plowshares, I want to make them have to decide between giving me card selection or taking more damage. And this is the first time we've had triple Nazgul going, and they each get way bigger now. They do stack on top of each other. Second Containment Priest, okay. Chump Blocker, found. I think eventually they're going to have to chump, maybe as soon as next turn. I'm going to discard Grist and keep the dream of this Collected Company alive. Wow, they're just blocking immediately. That might mean they're setting up a Wrath, but that's what Collected Company's for. Okay. The ghouls have nosed. Did they set up the Supreme Verdict? And if they did they have the Force of Will to back up the cake or the cocoa? Right, they have a Teferi that temporarily slows down one of the Nazgul. I'm just going to fetch a basic swamp. Another land. I'm just going to keep smoking myself here with the Ancient Tomb. Okay, the small one will be the Ring Bearer again for the reasons I described last turn. This is just a lethal attack, though, if they don't do anything. Attack my opponent. Oh, yeah. I cast no spells that game except for Nazgul. Let's go. That's how we do it. On the draw, do I want the Assassin's Trophy on the draw? We've now also seen Containment Priest, which is another permanent I'd like to destroy. What you have to be careful of, though, in Collected Company decks is I have boarded in 4 things that are not creatures and cut 4 creatures for them. And that can gum up your Cocos. I'm still pretty heavy here. Oh, I still have 61 cards too. Oh no. Do I just send the 61 card special again? The final Dothy Voidwalker is out. Let's go. Just cutting more creatures after that conversation. It'll be fine. Okay. Keep. Island does not cast Swords to Plowshares. It does cast Piracy Charm. I hope they don't have that one. I get to play on basics and Mana Dorks for a long time here. and opposition agent could be live if they just pass. I cycled for another basic island and played a plains directly from the hand. They're bolting the bird. Luckily, I don't care that much about the bird. Mortuary. I don't need a catacombs. Hierarch. This Phyrexian Crusader. We might see the truth the moment of activation. All right, are we going to see that back to basics? It's Narset. All right. Narset activated. Found Supreme Verdict. Well, that kills Phyrexian Crusader. Like it or not. Bloodstained Mire can get basic swamp. I'm just going to take a chip out on Narset and hope that their fourth land is a fetch. All right, they are just yeeting the Narset, looking for cards. This at least turns off Days Undoing from killing me immediately. Force of Will. We know that can counter the opposition agent if I deploy it. I'm just going to chill. I'm going to make you come to me. Second Hierarch. I know I'm playing out more cards into Supreme Verdict, but I have to make it look good. Got to sell the story. They're fetching in the end step. This is my moment. We know there's a force over there. We know they can untap into Supreme Verdict, but if I can snag a land here, then I don't have to care about back to basics. Force pitching to Fairy. Okay. That was at least a Hymn to Turok in a situation where a land would have killed that thing anyway. If they have Wandering Emperor here, that's a problem. Okay, they just had nothing. Deal. 5 mana. Lorien revealed. Let's go. Opponent is gaming. Now the Supreme Verdict is kind of just checkmate unless I find a Thoughtseize. I could play out a Nazgul and kind of force the issue. Like, it's just not getting any better. I'm going to hold back the third Hierarch and try to rebuild with Hierarch Crusader the turn after they Wrath. Supreme Verdict. We're out of here. Mystic Sanctuary is a card they might have access to here. I'm going to fetch before I draw. Cavalry. Okay, maybe I just play out Exsanguinator Cavalry, and I have to do enough to stress Swords to Plowshares without overextending and just dying to Supreme Verdict. All right, I'll play the Cavalry. This thing has Menace. And I'll put the Hierarch out too. If they have Mystic Sanctuary for Supreme Verdict, let's just get it out of the way, and then see if Phyrexian Crusader can deal all 10 points of Infect by itself. Containment Priest. All right, that is not what I was worried about. I'd love to draw a Thoughtseize or Sylvan Library, one of my sideboard cards. Prismatic Ending. Okay, clean answer to that. On Thoughtseize. Nazgul. All right. The Nazgul will ride. I'm just going to Ghoul first, because I can make Ignoble Hierarch my Ring Bearer and get an attack in here that also draws a card. Okay, here we go. This might be enough to avoid or to draw out a Wrath. Ooh. Alright, sorry, Phyrexian Crusader. You're very cool, but Orcish Bowmaster is clearly a better card here. Wandering Emperor. Disappointing. I mean, maybe. Do I care? Alright. If their last 2 cards in hand are Force Blue card, they're stable here, but otherwise, that's covered, that's covered. Okay, I'm ahead. They have more cards in their hand than I do, though. And the deck is full of cantrips, which Bowmaster punishes. This land could be Mystic Sanctuary. They might be playing so many basics that they don't think they could support Sanctuary, but that also just might not be true. Oh my god. The Lingus! Lord of the Rings, heavily represented here. Okay, I'm going to block 1 with my 2/3, and I'm going to block 1 with my 1/1, and then I can do another damage to that and during the Monarch trigger in the end step. I take a bunch, and they get the Monarchy. I finish this one off. And now let's see if I could draw a card that helps. Nope, no chance. I'm going to attack with my Nazgul and see if they want to trade Containment Priest, or lose Containment Priest to it, or just give me the Monarch. All right, I'm the Monarch. I'm going to hold on to this land because if I can get the Ring to tempt me again, this could be a real card. They do have a Mystic Sanctuary. Getting a second Lingus, that's just going to fireball me to hell. All right, GG. I don't think there's a counterspell I could draw off this Monarch trigger. Yeah, all right. You got me. Yeah, I mean, that was really good patience. They did have the Mystic Sanctuary when I called it out on Supreme Verdict earlier, but they were building to this double fireball endgame that non-blue decks just can't compete with. Double blocking the Containment Priest. I refuse to lose to that. Moral victory. On to the final round. That one felt close for a minute. I'm on the play in the final round. The cursed ETB tapped land here. I'm going to lead on Bayou Birds of Paradise. And I can at least play Bowmaster on turn 2. And if I draw an untapped land, we can start actually ramping. We got a reverse trophy to fend off here. I don't know what matchup I'm hoping for, but let's find someone who wants to engage with me in combat. And I am just going to get Bayou. I'm not going to mess around with basics. With the bird, it would be really hard to kill bird and waste me in the same turn when you're on the draw. Once upon a time. Okay, here we go. Likely a deck that wants to engage me in combat unless it's something like 12 post. But Eldrazi is the most normal expected thing that would do this. Cavern of Souls, okay. That's basically Ancient Ziggurat in this matchup. Wasn't going to counter it anyway. Chose Eldrazi. No surprise there. Please play Chalice of the Void. Please play Chalice of the Void. Give me a window here. Let's go. Okay. I've resolved the only spell in my deck that I care about that for. I'd like to see a land here. Dauthi Voidwalker can eat garbage. All right, I'm looking for lands. This start has so far been almost as good as it could be. If this land was untapped and I just had a Barrowgoyf in play, that would be better. But now Wasteland and removal are issues. Okay, they do have a Wasteland. I'll get a Bowmaster, and now I'm pushing damage at least. If we're both farting around doing nothing, mostly okay with that environment. Okay. Pre-combat Bowmaster, just pushing damage. Missed the land, but we're coming in. My next land is still really good, though. Barrowgoyf is 4/5 already. Blast Zone. That could kill my Birds of Paradise someday. Oh no. Not like this. We draw 11 of our 20 lands in the first 3 turns of the game last round, and now we are stuck. Cavern, they're up to 3. They could play a variety of 2/2s off this mana. Okay, still chilling. Deck! Alright, I now officially feel like we are in a lot of trouble. It was unfortunate for a couple turns, and now it's like any card they play is just the bullshit zone. Look at all these 3-drops in my hand. They would have been so dead. Wasteland is cracked. Okay, I am glad that my opponent chose to exile my Orc army instead of my Birds of Paradise. But that's just what each player is worried about here. It doesn't mean that they're right or wrong. It is better for me, but could also mean it's better for them. Sowing Mycospawn is very bad for me, though. Okay, please ramp, don't waste me. Please ramp, don't waste me. And I still have, even if they do Wasteland here, I still have 4 Ancient Tombs at a City of Traders that off the top are insane. Yep, got the Wasteland, we're fucked. Game over. Now I have to draw Ancient Tomb. Specifically Ancient Tomb. Well, there's my 3rd land. Or my 4th land. All of which, now too late. We'll see. I mean, if my opponent doesn't keep going from here, if they just kind of park the Sowing Mycospawn in play, that's fine. Gaia's Cradle does tap for mana now. My Mortuary is already used, so there's nothing to do with this fetch except hope to draw another land right away. Oh my god. My hand is a full house, but I'm still losing the hand. Now Ancient Tomb's bonkers because it casts Collected Company. Hardcast Once Upon a Time. Opponent is floundering a little bit over there. We found a Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, have a look at this shit. Enjoy. Yeah, Thought-Knot Seer. Dig in. So Barrowgoyf is the scariest individual card in this hand if they don't know I play Ancient Tomb and can jump into this Collected Company off the top. Okay, they did take the Company. That leaves Barrowgoyf as a game I can play if I draw a singular land. No, Chalice of the Void betrays me. Yeah, that Chalice of the Void that was completely irrelevant on turn 1, now on turn 8, after the help of 2 Wastelands, is bonkers. And we're dead pretty quick here, actually. The damage is going to start coming. And they could just bust this Blast Zone with the mana they have right now and take me out of the game completely. 6 in the pool. This could be a command or it could be a kicked. God, Chalice on 3. All right, I see what we were doing there. Well, this might be the worst game of Magic I've ever played in my entire fucking life. So we've got that going for me. At least we're setting records. Sweet. All right. Woo! Assassin's Trophy comes in. I did not see the One Ring in this deck. That doesn't mean they don't have it. Definitely saw Lotus Petal. Voidwalker's bad. Grist is mid. Oppo's mid. Yeah, I think I'm just off the Oppo. When I played against Eldrazi earlier in the league, I thought that might be okay versus Mycospawn lines, but it just doesn't matter most of the time. Keeping my Grists in. I'll mulligan this hand that can't play its spells. I'll mulligan this hand that can't play its spells. I will keep this hand that can kind of play spells. Assassin's Trophy, you gotta go. And I guess Exsanguinator is the other one that goes. And I'm just gonna try to get my way up to Collected Company before I'm dead. Which I don't have high hopes of, for the record. Ancient Tomb. You got another Chalice of the Void? Okay, 2 for 2 on that one. 2 for 2 on not caring about it. At the time it was cast, but we'll see if that evolves. 2 for 2 of having Bowmaster. If that even matters. Snow-covered Wastes. Fleshraker. Lotus Petal. Right, Eldrazi spawns there. I could target that with Bowmaster and take them off of mana. Or they could cast a 4-drop right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. If they do cast a 4-drop right now, I hope it's the One Ring. Oh yeah, lights out. I'm not going to cast Bowmaster. I don't think that's the card they're going to take, and if they do take it, it's fine. I suspect Barrogoyf is about to go. Unless they have Barrogoyf covered, and they're just going to take their chances versus the Coco. Okay. Okay, I can play Bowmaster now. I guess I'll just do that. And deciding whether I want to deny them 1 mana, which may or may not matter, or keep a blocker. Like, they should just float the mana. All right, opponent is on the level here. That denies the blocker. Ancient Tomb off the top. Bloodstained Mire. Okay. We're working our way up to Coco, at least, in a wasteland-proof environment. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. Can this Collected Company solo the game? It's going to have to. Yevamaya. Okay, that actually helps me cast spells. I'm going to block Thought-Knot Seer. This Orcish Bowmaster doesn't do anything in the matchup. Okay, they have Sowing Mycospawn, but I am Wasteland resistant right now. Wasteland is fine. The Wasteland basically just forces me to Coco on my turn rather than in combat. I'm still just going to pass, though. I'll make you waste me. All right, let's game. They knew about this card. They timed it as well as they could. Exsanguinator plus Nazgul. 2 Nazguls come in pretty big. Exsanguinator Cavalry has the lifelink. These have the Death Touch, though. Yeah, I'm going double Nazgul. There's a lot of juice. Yeah, these things are enormous. I am the biggest creatures in play now. They've got 1 card in hand. There is a Fleshraker active on board right now. Another Wasteland from hand. I was about to say, and I could follow up from Barrogoyf, but no, I can't. Absolutely not. Okay, next land is good, though. If I get this Barrogoyf in, I'm feeling okay. I am going to attack with my Ring Bearer. I would like the loot here. Discard Exsanguinator Cavalry. Thanks for nothing. And pass the turn. Okay, 2 cards in hand. One of them's Ancient Tomb. I'm currently chilling. If their last card in hand is blank, I'm in reasonable to good position here. Plague Engineer. Attack with my Looter. I hate my life. Discard Exsanguinator Cavalry. They're going to have to start blocking soon. Okay, what is the big spell they're saving up for? Is it a theoretical big spell later? Or, okay, they don't seem to have it. Kozilek's Command might have won already. If I attack with both things, they have to block one of them. But they... Yeah, alright, I'm not going to attack with both things, just one. Ancient Tomb, that's big. Okay, I'm going to discard this Barrogoyf. And now I have real decisions to make. I could play this Plague Engineer because they clearly care about Eldrazi spawn. Oh, wow, blocked with Fleshraker. This is a... Whatever that it is they're saving the mana for, they have twice blocked with a more significant creature. In the Mycospawn, whatever, a 3/3 and a 0/1 aren't much different as far as combat objects on this board, but losing the Fleshraker actually does take significant combo potential out of the game. Okay, second round of Cocos. Let's get it. Opponent had no control over this one. Barrogoyf and Plague Engineer, I think, are my choices. Okay, name Eldrazi. Splat Never had a chance to use that mana, and they're done. Okay, we did it. We got one. It just took an opponent in the top deck war where things are close, not ripping insanely for the first time in our entire lives. Okay, sowing Mycospawn is consistently a problem. I hate bringing in a card for only one card in their deck, but the card is really good. I think I am going to back off one Grist to get an Oppo in here. And that was 2 long games where Collector Oof didn't really get any targets. Maybe on the draw versus the Chalice of the Void deck, I just cut 1 Birds of Paradise. Okay, I'm trying this. They've had Chalice both games so far, but I've been on the play both times where it didn't matter. Now it matters a lot. Chalice is actually really good against my current hand. If they don't have Chalice, I can basic land, bird, basic land, and then be casting my spells. They kept 7 with a Devourer. Exiled 2 lands in a Once Upon a Time. So their mana's good. They're looking for action. Cavern. That doesn't cast Chalice by itself. It does cast Chalice with that. Wow, Mox Diamond. That's not on every list, but it's really good when it happens. Okay, no Chalice. I think it's right to board out Chalice, like for what it's worth. I don't actually think that card's good in the matchup. I've been pretty happy to see it in the 2 games we played so far, but specifically in this situation, this turn of this game only, it would have been pretty good. Blast Zone. I could kill my bird someday. Flesh Raker. Okay. We are in the tricky situation where I would love to deploy Exsanguinator Cavalry, but if Oppo's going to work, it's going to work right now. Let's see if their next play they make is a Sowing Mycospawn. Am I getting paid here? Eldrazi Temple. There's just activating Blast Zone. Tight. Okay. I'll float a black. And I am going to play Oppo. It's a 3-drop. Orcish Bowmaster. Like, I might have been able to clear Flesh Raker in combat, but turning off Mycospawn for the future is something I'm interested in as well. And now I don't have to bluff anything. I'm just going to play Exsanguinator Cavalry. Call in the Cavalry. Next land Cocos, and then we're off. I'm not going to offer a trade, even though if they don't have Mycospawn in their hand, Flesh Raker is way better than Oppo. But if they do have Mycospawn in their hand, I need to not get got by that. 2 unknown cards over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Barrogoyf. I'm going to play another Cavalry to stack up the triggers. And actually, I'm just going to attack with Oppo now. If they just don't do anything for a whole turn, let's push damage. Sick. Now I have a 4/5 lifelink and multiple bloods. And they have now directly told me that they don't have Sowing Mycospawn and they do care about Flesh Raker. They can devour some Destiny this turn. Probably the Big Knight would be my guess where this is going. Yep, Big Knight. You're out of here, fella. At 18. Lands are still insane. Yeah, this is a 2/3. You don't want to attack. This was briefly in the red zone. Land? Kind of a land, but mostly not. Okay, Birds of Paradise. I will deploy that. And I'm ready to Coco in the future. I could... Oh, actually, I am going to do this. I'm going to play Orcish Bowmaster. Shoot Eldrazi Spawn. And then attack with Cavalry. Because the Cavalry has Menace, and I would trade it here for Flesh Raker. It just gets eaten by the Devourer. But any outcome here is fine with me. They are taking the block. 2 damage to the Flesh Raker. Okay. I like that trade. Wasteland, I hate that. 6/6. Are you attacking or are we racing? Alright, looks like we are racing. No blocks. I can at least cast Barrogoyf. Oh, that's better. Alright, Collected Company pre-combat. Let's see where this goes. Collector Oof, 2 Nazguls. Well, I'm taking Nazguls. Collector Oof only turns off my cards. And the Ring can tempt the Bowmaster. And it can tempt the Bowmaster again. That gives me the loot right away. Now I have some giant Death Touch creatures. Ooh, alright, I'm going to discard Bowmaster and have another Collected Company available. Unless we get, like, all is dusted here, I really like my position. I hate to say that. It feels like the smallest whisper could blow it all away. But I do like my spot right now. We got the GGs! They said they drew lands. I know how that feels. Okay, bit of a rough run with Nazgul Company in Legacy. I think that you need to focus a lot more on squeeze rather than size. Like the decks like Eldrazi or Burn, where Coco into 2 giant lifelink things is good enough. This is fine. But there are more matchups where that's not true. And I think I would cut like probably both Grist or a Grist and a Barrogoyf to get at least 3 Oppos in the main deck. I really like the Dothy Voidwalker. It only lined up against one matchup we played today, and we died on turn 2, so it didn't matter. But I do like the inclusion of this sort of card. Opposition Agent meets that criteria. Orcish Bowmaster meets that criteria. These are like normal cards that also pop really hard with Collected Company. Exsanguinator Cavalry and 9 copies of Nazgul are not normal cards, and they are kind of stinky on their own. You really have to be doing it for them to be good. At least Cavalry comes with card selection. Barrogoyf comes with card advantage. Really, it's the Nazgul that are the worst part of this deck, even though it is fun when they bust off. But let's say, hypothetically, that we were just playing Value, Legacy, Collected Company instead of being a Nazgul deck, and we had 4 Barrogoyfs in there, the Oppos, the Voidwalkers. We have 13 slots open because we're not playing Nazguls or Cavalry. Then you could play cards like Leovold, Baleful Strix, Fatal Push, Ponder. Like, the opportunities are endless if you just sort of play a more normal game plan. That deck wouldn't really need these Mana Dorks either. It wouldn't need Ancient Tomb and City of Traders. And now we're in just a totally different deck. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to play with Collected Company in Legacy, you can. But I'm not convinced that just trying to shove raw stats into play is how you win in this format. It's fine in some matchups. It is completely embarrassing in others. And we got the full spread here. Ryan, thank you for sharing this with us. Most of the games were exciting, even if not always successful. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. I'll see you next time.